Hey guys, it's your girl Daph. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. We are still in the Young Professional series. As you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about how to negotiate your salary. I'm going to be giving you 5 tips, okay? I know it's an awkward conversation to have, but these 5 tips, I'm sure, I promise you, will help you out a lot, okay? If you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know every single time I upload a video. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, tip number 1. This is a very important tip. Do your research. What is your niche? What is it that you want to do? Go ahead, go online, go on Google and do your research to figure out what other companies and different employers that do the same thing that you're doing pay their employees. It's always best to compare and contrast what another employer is paying their employees so that you can compare what it is that you're getting paid. So now there's a lot of different things that come into play when it comes to a salary and negotiating your salary. When you do your research, you got to take in consideration where it is, the city that it is, and what is it that you're going to be doing, the qualifications that that particular employer is going to be looking for. But if you do your research, it'll give you a better understanding as to what it is to ask for, so you can have an average, a median, so you can see, okay, this person down the block has the same type of company. They pay their employees this is the benefits, these are the incentives that they have. This employer up the street does the same thing. They also pay their employer X amount of money for this exact thing that I'm doing. So then you can use that to give yourself a good balance to go ahead and negotiate with your boss, and so that you can see what else is out there, because maybe you might want to go somewhere else that pays a little bit more, that's doing an employer that does the same exact thing where you're at. Or let's say, for instance, you're fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, or whatever it is that you're out of, and you're looking for a job. You want to compare and contrast. You don't want to just apply and go with the first person. Let's say you get 3 different job offers. You're going to want to compare and contrast who pays more, what are the incentives, what are the benefits. Do your research. It's very important to do your research so you know what's out there, you're not blind, and you know what everybody else has to offer. Tip number 2, what is your value? What do you bring to your employer? What do you bring to your job? What is the value that you bring? Is it your qualifications? Is it your work ethic? What is it about you that your employer would want to consider negotiating your salary with, or even want to give you a particular amount of money? Let's say, for instance, if you are freshly coming into a job, they don't know your work ethic, and they ask you that awkward question, what is the salary or what is the pay that you're looking for? Ooh, awkward. That's a very awkward question. You don't know. That's why I said it's important to do your research, so when you go into an interview, you can be confident and say, hey, I'm looking for X amount of money. So, or let's say, for instance, you're already at your job and it's time, and people are talking about, hey, it's time for evaluations. They're talking about giving people raises. You need to start getting together your information and track down your work ethic and everything that you've done, so when it's time to present yourself to your employer, they're going to see firsthand what your value is. They're going to be able to see firsthand what you've done and what you contribute to the business, and why they should consider giving you a raise. It's all about the value. People invest in value. They invest in things that they feel like that they can get something in return. It's just like if you see a nice purse, and it's expensive, yes, but why would you spend that much money on that particular purse? Because the leather is good. It's going to have longevity. The value of that bag is just so high that you're willing to spend all that money. It's just like an employer. An employer is going to be willing to give incentives to a good employer. It's going to want to have value in that particular person, because they're not going to want somebody at their business, running their business, that brings no type of value. You're going to get dropped. You're going to get fired. You're going to get replaced. I'm trying to make it as plain and simple for you guys. That's what's going to happen. So what is your value? Figure out what your value is, and make sure that your employer can see it, and make sure that you have it written out. When it's time to advocate for yourself, you say, hey, XYZ, this is what I contribute to the business. This is why I feel like I deserve a raise. This is why I want to negotiate my salary. Tip number 3, name your price. I think a very important factor that everybody should know is to not to put yourself in a box. The reason why I say that is, let's say for instance, the typical employer is going to ask you, oh, what is it that you're looking for to get paid? Give me a ballpark. You know, if you tell them, hey, I want between $12.50 and $14.50 an hour, guess what they're going to pick? They're going to pay you $12.50, because at the end of the day, the employer wants to save as much money as they can and keep as much money in the business as they can versus paying their employer. So me personally, what I would do is, if they ask me, hey, what is the range? I will give a base number. I am looking to get paid X amount of money. If your employer feels like either that's too high, they're going to want to counter, and then you can go back and forth. Me personally, I would aim for a number higher than what I really truly want, just so that most likely I'll end up getting that number. And also too, your employer is more what's the word I'm looking for? Your employer is going to be more willing to go ahead and negotiate with you and counter with you, and they most likely will counter for the number that you're actually really looking for. So I would aim higher so that so when they do counter you, it's actually the number that you're looking for, or if not that exact number, it's close to it. At the end of the day, the employer wants to save as much money as possible. So don't shoot yourself in the foot and ask for a low salary, and you know good well that you deserve more. Your qualifications is up there, your work ethic is up there, because your employer is going to agree to that low number. Don't shoot yourself short, underestimate your capabilities, and then just be confident in what it is that you're asking for. Always give a set number on what you want your salary to be. I honestly think that's probably the best advice. Give a set number. Tip number 4, timing is everything. Y'all, don't start a job day one talking about, oh, I want a raise. No, the employer is only going to invest in you if they already can see what your work ethic is. The only time you should ask for a particular number is if you are in the interview phase and your potential employer is asking you, hey, we see your qualifications, we see in your resume, what is the number that you're looking for, that you're comfortable for? That's when you can go ahead and let them know, hey, I'm looking for this number. But let's say for instance, you apply for a job, you get hired, you don't speak to anybody about a certain amount, you just see, oh yeah, they pay $10 an hour. You go ahead and you apply for that job, you get it. And then the first day you walking in, hey, yeah, I know y'all application said $10, but I want 12. No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not what we're doing. The best time to ask for a raise after you've already accepted a job, wait till your yearly evaluation. If your job does yearly evaluations, if your job does quarterly evaluations, and they say, hey, you know, you've done well, your performance is great, we love your work ethic, you're on time, you dress well, you communicate well with clients, or you make us this amount of money because you're killing it in sales, whatever it is, that's the best time to ask for a raise. And if they even come to you and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, we've evaluated your work performance, we want to actually have a conversation with you in regards to your raise. That's an open-ended thing for you. That's great for you, because then you can go ahead and slide right in, like you slide in the DMs, slide right in and say, oh, great, yeah, I would love to have that conversation with you in regards to a possible raise or a possible boost in my salary. Timing is everything. You don't want to ask too soon so that you look eager and greedy and the employer doesn't even know what you can do yet. Have you made the employer money? Have you made the employer get any good reviews or anything like that? No, you're not an asset to the employer just yet at the very beginning. So the employer wants to know, if I'm going to invest back into this person and give this person more money, has this person made me more money? Has this person increased my business? Has this person been an asset to my business? If yes, most likely you might get that raise. If no, if it's too early to see what it is that you've done for the business, Why are you asking for a raise? Guys, don't get ahead of yourself and ask for a raise too early. Timing is everything. When it comes to anything in life, timing has to be on point, because you don't want to send off the wrong message. I think that's really important. You don't want to send off the wrong impression, the wrong image to your employer, thinking that, oh, she might be a little greedy. Oh my gosh, she just started. She already asking for a raise. They're going to talk about you. You're going to be talked about in the office. It is what it is. I'm keeping it real with you. I don't work several jobs. I know that's what's going to happen. Time yourself right, guys. Be patient. Work your butt off, so when that time does come, it's no excuse. They're going to feel like, well, you know what? He or she is amazing. We have to go ahead and give he or she that raise, or we believe she deserves this raise because she did well at her quarterly evaluation or her yearly evaluation. She deserves that raise. Okay, tip number 5. Guys, be kind, be respectful, but also be confident. If you're going to sit with your employer and talk about yourself, you have to be confident. They have to know that you're serious, but don't be rude. Do not be nasty. Do not come in there with an attitude. Oh, I think y'all owe me this amount of money because I've been working here. Da, da, da. No, we're not doing that. You have to come very professional, very assertive, and very confident, but at the same time be very, very kind. You don't want to be rude to your employer. Your employer is the one who signs your checks and will tell you, okay, well, ma'am, well, thank you for your services. Bye. Bye. We don't want that. Be confident, but be very, pleasant. Everyone loves a pleasant person. Be nice. Just be pleasant. If your personality is already a pleasant person, then it won't be hard for you. But if you're not that nice of a person and you come to work grumpy all the time and you're just not happy, baby girl, baby boy, the day you gonna ask for a raise is not the day for that. You better turn that off. Be nice, be pleasant, because that will help them consider that even better. Approaching somebody, how you do something, how you say something is everything. You don't want your employers to get the wrong idea where you feel like if you come to them too rude or just not even with nice manners, you might come off as entitled. And they're gonna be like, well, no ma'am, you're entitled. Like, what? You're coming into my office almost as if you're demanding them to give you a raise. We don't want to do that. You want to be very respectful, very sweet, very nice, but also very professional and very assertive, and be confident. You're going to be talking about yourself. Confidently let them know why you feel like you deserve that raise. Confidently let them know why you deserve that salary. If you're fresh out of college or fresh out of high school, you're starting a new job, you have that degree, you have the certifications, you have the training, you have the experience. Let them know that. Don't downplay yourself. Be confident. Be like, well, I believe I deserve this amount of money because XYZ. I have these credentials to show for it. So be confident when you're speaking about yourself. Be respectful, be nice, and kill it. I can almost guarantee you follow these steps, you're gonna get the salary that you're looking for. Follow these 5 tips, and I can almost guarantee, I ain't gonna say 100% because I don't want y'all coming for me if y'all don't get that raise, but I can almost guarantee that you will get the raise that you're looking for. All right, guys, that ends this video. I hope you guys found this very helpful. These are tips that I've personally used in the past, and it helped me very well. So I hope it helps somebody out there. This is for my young professionals out there. Just be confident, go get it. The sky's the limit, and just don't limit yourself. So I hope you guys love the video. Go ahead and drop some comments down below and let me know some ways that you've negotiated your salary in the past, and so that me and you, we can have a little conversation. My other followers can see the tips so that they can also apply those tips to their situations when they gotta go do an interview or anything like that, so that they can be able to use those tips as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.